morning, friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I hope I am able to encourage you and inspire you to remove some of the negative things from your home. One of the places I find a lot of my negative feelings, thoughts, or negative talk is in my closet. And I can't really say that I love my closet. It's a place that I avoid. How things fit, how they make me feel, things that they make me remember, things that maybe I wanted to accomplish and didn't accomplish. All of these things live inside my closet. So usually my closet becomes basically a dumping ground. I open the door and I toss stuff in. I do hang the majority of my clothes, but I've noticed that even then I find myself just kind of opening the door and dropping the clothes just in the closet on top of something that's in the floor. I have struggled my entire life, through my childhood, through my teens, my 20s, my 30s, with my weight. It has gone up and down. It has been a constant yo-yo, and I have never felt comfortable in my skin, in my clothing, or in myself. And it has taken me 40 years to get to a point where I finally feel good about who I am, where I am, and what I am wearing, and that my clothes don't make me the person, but who I am inside. So guys, today I'm inviting you to join me on my journey as I declutter and organize my closet. Now, I've done some research, and there's two ways that I have found to approach this. One is to pull everything out of the closet and go through it one piece at a time. And the other way is to pull out the things that you're using that make you feel good, that actually fit, and make a pile of things that you know that you like and you know that you're going to use. Now, because I have so much in my closet, I'm actually going to pull everything out of it and basically go through first the things that I'm not using and get through a lot of the stuff that I know doesn't fit, doesn't make me feel good, that I'm not using, I'm not utilizing, that has no purpose in my current season of life. So guys, I wanted to share this process with you. This is definitely something very real, something that makes me very vulnerable. This is possibly the most cluttered and messiest part of my house is my closet. It is truly the place that I avoid at all costs. So guys, I invite you into my life today, and I hope to encourage you and inspire you that tackle the things that bring up some anxiety, that definitely bring up negative feelings or thoughts, or maybe guilt, shame, hurt, and remorse. My closet is definitely a place of that, and I want to help you today walk through that to let you know that it is okay to have fear going into this, but we are not going to come out fearful. We are going to overcome that fear today, and we are going to meet this challenge head on. And you know, I'm here to tell you today, you don't have to do this alone. I will be here with you to walk you through this process. We can do this together, and I'm so very blessed that I can share this with you. So let's get started. Turn on a good audiobook. You can listen to this. You can listen to some great music. I'm going to play some music in the background as I'm going through my closet. We're going to keep this upbeat, happy, positive, energetic, and motivating as we are going through this. So guys, join me today as I am removing the negative things from my house. Okay guys, this is my closet. And I have not come in here and pre-tidied anything or tried to make anything look you know, nicer or neater. This is how my closet looks pretty much all the time, with the occasional exception where I will tidy up everything in the middle of the floor so I can actually step into my closet. But this is pretty much it. It is my catch-all. It is where I drop everything. It is just the dumping ground. It's just where I put it all. So let's get started.
You fall a long way down. You're the only one this town has found for me. You got something I can't afford to lose. I'm running over under the sky blue. You pull me closer and meet my view. My view. Single time you come around, I need a clarity I never found. I can feel your love without a sound. You got something I can't afford to lose. I'm running over under the sky blue. You pull me close.
So as you can see behind me, I have emptied all the clothes out of my closet. Now right now I'm just pulling the clothes out, and I pulled out some things to get to the floor so I could step into the closet. But let's talk about some of the emotions and the feelings that you may feel, or that I'm feeling right now as I'm pulling these things out. So about 2 years ago, I started on a health journey, and I lost over 75 pounds. It's the most weight I have ever lost in a given period of time, and I did that with the assistance of a naturopathic doctor. So basically all I was doing was changing how I ate and how I looked at food and how I looked at my health and how I looked at my life as a whole, as far as stress and the things that I was allowing to surround me and come into my home. So my work life and my mom life and my relationships, how all of that affected me as a person. And evaluating those things helped me start to relieve stress and anxiety and depression, which then helped me change my lifestyle and my habits, and all of it just came together, and the weight just kind of melted off of me. But in that process, I only bought a few things here and there to replace the clothes that didn't fit, because truly I really felt that there's no way I'm going to be able to maintain this. Eventually I will gain the weight back. I always gain the weight back. So I hung on to all of the clothing, or basically all of the clothing that I have acquired over many years, and we're talking all the way back to high school, because I really felt that I would either lose the weight, gain the weight, lose the weight, gain the weight, like I have my entire life. So I needed to hang on to the clothes so that I had something else to fit into when I would wake up that morning and realize, great, these jeans don't fit anymore, I need to go up a size. Now, I am a very frugal person. I live a debt-free life. I worked very hard to get to that, and um, I have a little bit of a scarcity mindset that I don't want to respend the money. I need to hang on to these things. If I can't afford it later on and I need to get them, how am I going to purchase them? So has a lot of that fear has kept me from letting things go, especially in clothing, because this is the area that fluctuates the most. So while I have lost quite a bit of weight and I've gained a little bit of it back, my clothing relatively still fits. But I didn't really freak out about it this time. And now I am approaching this closet and I'm going, wow, why am I holding on to this stuff? More than 80% of what's sitting behind me right now, I don't wear. I don't wear and I don't use. The clothes that I'm using and wearing, the majority of them are in the laundry basket. And I'm realizing that I am hanging on to my past me, and I'm hanging on to the shame and the guilt, the anxiety that I have felt. I'm hanging on to the doubt that I have in myself. And it's time to let these things go and for me to grasp the person that I am today and know that you are healthy, you are going to continue to be healthy, and that if for some reason, a season in your life, you gain weight or lose weight, clothing is just clothing. It is something that you wear. It does not define who you are. So today I am going to start going through this. Now, this is a lot. This is very intimidating. This is a lot of stuff. So I encourage you, approach this a little bit at a time. If you don't have the time set aside to tear everything out of your closet and go through it, or you meet an emotional wall where you're just like, whoa, I can't do this by myself, this is too much, this is very overwhelming, then it is absolutely okay to stop, to do this in small chunks. Maybe set a timer for 5 to 15 minutes and go through a small section of your closet. Just start purging and pulling things out. Recruit some friends or some family that you feel comfortable enough with, safe enough with, that you can walk through these emotions and part with some of these items. And it's a process. There is no way I'm going to complete all of this today. I have until 2 o'clock before I have to leave and go get my children, but I'm going to do as much as I can today. And if I get to that point where I need a break, I'm going to take a break. If I get to that point where this is emotionally overwhelming, I'm going to step away from it for a minute. So guys, as I am doing this, please, I encourage you, if you need to take the break, if you need to take the mental step away and allow yourself to refill. And what I mean by refill is that sometimes we pour so much out of ourselves that there just isn't any more to give. So go and refill yourself. Put on some worship music. If that is not your thing, put on a motivational podcast. Listen to a motivational or inspiring podcast, or maybe a book. Call a friend, let them know what you're doing, and let that friend speak life and encouragement and inspiration into you. You know, fill your cup back up. Fill yourself back up with what you need to get through this. Not only do we have to fill, and energize our body with food and fuel and sleep and take care of ourselves, we also have to do that with our emotions. So when you are empty, and it's time for you to go and fill your cup back up. So while I am going through this process, if I need to take a break, I'm going to step away and fill my cup back up. maybe with a little bit of coffee or tea, maybe with a snack, because this is definitely going to wear me out. And I might listen to some worship music in the background, or an inspirational podcast, or hop on YouTube and watch somebody else walk through this process as well and get some tips and tricks and motivation and inspiration to dive back in and get this done. So let's keep going.
We've been up for way too long, but I don't wanna come down. Caught up in a long free fall, you got me off of the ground. Sway for a minute, the plane moves side to side. One way ticket, I want you in my life. Yeah. I feel a mile high.
So, of all the things that I chose to keep of my mom's possessions, I know a lot of people, when they lose a loved one, they're not quite sure what to part with, and they end up keeping more than could ever replace the person that you lost. But one thing that I did hang on to was my mother's scarves and shawls. Never in my life did I ever think I would get to the age, and this is not an age thing, but that I would ever want to wear scarves or shawls. And I am so happy that I hung on to 3 of my mother's very extensive collection. So in Florida, you know, a wool shawl is probably not something you would necessarily need. But this past Christmas, I bought a dress, and it was lightweight because it's usually warm here, but we had a unusually cool Christmas Eve. So I got to wear my mother's shawl with my red dress for Christmas Eve, and it was like having her there with me. Today was the perfect no makeup day, because I knew there was no way I was going to get through this without shedding a few tears.
Make me wanna be with somebody. Make me wanna be. You make me wanna be with somebody. Doing things that I on the road. I've been around the floor, rooftops, sliding doors. Just wanna know you more. I hope you wanna be with somebody, spending all of the night moonwalking. And with the view she could see her building. Try to tell her I know I feel it. Keep me floating when I'm on my back. Slow me down when I'm living fast. You make me wanna be with somebody, doing things that I usually don't. Find my way through the hotel lobby. Make the same when I'm on my own. All my friends think I'm with somebody, doing things that I usually don't. Find my way through the hotel lobby. Make the same when I'm on my own. And it's the end of the night, feel like you're dodging my eye. But then you're right by my side, tell me it's all in my mind. You make me wanna be with somebody, doing things that I usually don't. Find my way through the hotel lobby. Make the same when I'm on my own. All my friends think I'm with somebody, doing things that I usually don't. Find my way through the hotel lobby. Make the same when I'm on my own. On my own.
So I went ahead and used my yard trash bag. I don't want to see what's in it. I'm putting stuff in there, and when I'm done, I am tying a knot in it, and it is going directly to a donation center. What I am keeping is I have a stack of jeans, which, yes, I live in Florida, but I have really white legs and sunburn, and I just don't do shorts. I'm not comfortable in shorts, so I wear capris and jeans and things that I'm comfortable in. So I have my jeans that I'm keeping, and then I have a few outside like yard work shirts, and then all of our swimwear. So this is my swimwear and the kids' swimwear, my two daughters. Tons of hangers. Holy cow. I went ahead and removed anything that was in my closet that wasn't mine. I had some of the kids' clothes in here and such. But before, I had all of these sides filled. This is all I am keeping. Now there are some things that I am going to have to buy and replace because I am seeing a lot of gaps in my wardrobe. But this is it. That is all I'm keeping. Now this stuff in the back is like Halloween and Renaissance Festival, and if we do like a dress up day at school or church or something for plays and stuff, so that just stays back there. So basically it's from this blue dress to my black silk robe. That's it. That's all I'm keeping. That is legitimately all I wear. But so far, that is what I am keeping. I have a few odds and ends that are laying around the room, like some jackets that I have laid out. It's been relatively cold here in the last week, so I still have those to go through, but it's just over my shoulder here. That's a pretty insignificant pile. Now, the more difficult part, shoes. I love shoes. I love shoes a lot. And when I can find shoes at a really good price, especially on a sale, especially boots, even though, yes, I'm in Florida, I love boots. Yeah, I get a lot. So I am going to tackle the bottom of my closet and pull out all this stuff and sort through it and decide what we are keeping and what needs to go.
You fall a long way down. You're the only one this town has found for me. You got something I can't afford to lose. I'm running over under the sky blue. You pull me closer and meet my view. My view. Single time you come around, I need a clarity I never found.
Look at this mess. So after I lost some weight, I never thought that I would lose weight in my feet and my shoes wouldn't fit anymore. I have been the same size shoe since 6th grade. I have been the same height since 6th grade. And I got to a point where I'm actually, I lost more weight than I had ever lost in my entire life. I was smaller than I was in high school, although I didn't wear the same size I wore in high school. The number was smaller, but because I've had children, my hips and things like that, you know, obviously are still, yeah, mom-like. They're mom-like. But my feet shrank, and I went down from a size 9 to an 8.5, down to an 8, into a 7.5. So right now I'm bouncing back and forth between a 7.5 and an 8. But that means the majority of my shoes don't fit. All of my heels, none of them fit anymore. And it is so disappointing. I have spent so much money on shoes, but I have like my favorite pair of heels that I go to because I can actually wear them more than 4 hours and they don't hurt my feet and they don't fit anymore. And it took me years to find a pair of heels that were that comfortable. So ladies, if you have a favorite pair of heels that you can wear for 4 hours and your feet still feel great, comment below because I am on the search for a new favorite pair of heels. guys, so I'm gonna get everything put back in the closet and I'll do the big reveal.
You pull me closer, let me my view, my view. There's no one like you, yeah. There's no one like you. You painted my view with all that you do. There's no one like you. 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 With all that you do. And every single time you come around, I need a clarity I never found. I can feel your love without a sound. You got something I can't afford to lose. I'm running over under.
Check this out. I can actually stand in my closet, and not only can I stand in my closet, this is the back wall. I can stand against the back wall. There is so much space in here. I cleaned out all the clothes on the back wall. These are my daughter's Easter dresses. All the clothes on the back wall, all the clothes on this side, and all I have left, I'm making myself dizzy. All I have left is one side of clothing. And basically that is what I'm wearing. That is exactly what I'm wearing and what I am utilizing in this season of life. And I don't have to deal with the rest of the stuff that was in my closet that was not serving me at all. Now I do have some extra things that I need to take care of. Probably rehome some of the extra blankets, but other than that, the entire closet is completely cleaned out, and I have so many hangers. But what I want to share with you before my camera battery dies is that this is most definitely something that you can do. If you can't do it all in one day, then you do it a little bit at a time. It is absolutely very emotional. I had to turn the camera off quite a few times and kind of step back and reel it in, because going through things and looking at things from the past and trying to part with things from loved ones who have passed is very difficult. It is very emotional. And it's hard to say goodbye to that person and then goodbye to the things that remind you of them. To let some of those things go, it is very challenging. And I definitely encourage you to bring somebody alongside with you. Don't do this by yourself. Bring somebody there that can help pick you up and inspire you and encourage you to keep pushing forward and moving on. I know that our loved ones don't want us to live stagnant, to not move, to not continue to grow, and sometimes it feels like we can't get past those things, but you absolutely can. So I encourage you, pick a place in your home, whether it's your closet or maybe your linen closet or underneath your sink. That's for another time. Pick a place in your home that is just, it's speaking negativity to you. You have negative emotions wrapped around it, and get a buddy. Partner up and dive in and start removing those negative things from your home and from your life, from your mind, from your heart, so that you can move on and live a more happier, a more encouraged, a more inspired and hopeful life. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today on my journey through my clutter of a closet. I am so happy and so blessed that I now have space that I can move in and that I feel great about. So as always, guys, I thank you for joining me on my journey today, and I bless you on yours.